OBE started his career in a Triumph TR3 in 1962. 2 years later, after working as a gopher for Team Lotus, he purchased a Lotus Cortina from Ford in the US. He entered this car in the first Sandown 6-hour international race in November 1964, taking 4th place. He returned to the US and was based in Detroit, not far from Waterford Hills Circuit, where he set several records, including the outright circuit one. He went on to win the regional SCCA championship. In 1966, Allan competed in the newly formed Trans Am series, driving a Lotus Cortina, which also took him to outright victory in the 250-mile race at Breyer, making him the second person only in the history of Trans Am to achieve this in an under 2-litre car. The other driver was Jochen Rindt. His win in the Shelby Mustang at Watkins Glen late in 1976 finally saw him gain recognition from Ford. He drove for Bud Moore in a Ford Cougar and in 1968 for Shelby America. In 1969 he returned to Australia, bringing with him the legendary Boss Mustang, in which he would go on to win 101 races from 151 starts. Later that year, he became a Ford Australia Works driver, winning his first race in an XW GT HO with John French at the 1969 Sandown 250. This was to be the beginning of an incredible run of wins. In 1969, Allan also made his Bathurst debut in a Ford Falcon XW GT HO and finished 4th. Without a co-driver, he took top spot on the podium the following year. In 1971, while driving the famed Ford Falcon GT HO Phase 3, he became the first driver to lead the Bathurst 500 from start to finish. His accomplishments continued with an outright win at Sebring in 1975 and a string of victories, both in class and outright, at renowned circuits such as Daytona, Spa, Monza, Fuji, and the famous Le Mans. The 1977 Great Race is remembered as one of the most iconic in Australian motorsport history, with the 2 Moffat Ford dealer Team Falcons crossing the finishing line in tandem for a Ford 1-2 victory. Allan was awarded the OBE in the Queen's Birthday Honours List in 1978 for exceptional services to motorsport. He was inducted into the V8 Supercar Hall of Fame in 1999. His impressive accomplishments are headed by his 4 wins in the Australian Touring Car Championship, 6 in the Sandown 500, and his 4 wins at Bathurst. Both he and Peter Brock are the only drivers to have won the Bathurst Great Race in both the 500-mile and 1,000-kilometre formats. Ladies and gentlemen, an iconic Bathurst motorsport legend. Please welcome Allan Moffat. That we would just like to acknowledge.